Bitcoin has had a bit of a pump in the last 24 hours. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what Elon Musk said that caused the pump, what it means for the future of Bitcoin and Tesla's relationship. I'm also going to dive a little bit into inflation and some important considerations when it comes to Bitcoin, and a new commentary from Tudor Jones, the billionaire hedge fund manager. So today was a positive day overall, but this doesn't show my Bitcoin holdings, which have done actually pretty good in the last, we'll call it more than a 24-hour range here. But what we can see here is in the last, let's say, since June 13th, so since yesterday, we started seeing kind of a pump from 35 to at $40,000. So I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that caused some of these jumps right here that you're going to see. And what is it all about? Well, the market manipulator Elon Musk is at it again. This time defending that he's not a market manipulator. So we're going to talk about that in a second here. But there also was a Bitcoin little pump by having an endorsement by Tudor Jones. So who is Tudor Jones? Well, this is someone who is great at kind of hedging and predicting things. He's kind of been known as someone who has predicted some downturns in the market. So here we have Jones is famous for predicting Black Monday in 1987. So when someone thinks the market's going to do bad, what do? They have large short positions. You can think of Michael Burry of The Big Short, and you basically short a position that you think is going to go down. You're betting against it, and you make a good amount of money when things really dive. So he actually tripled his money on his large short positions. So he's known for hedging. You can see like one of the articles here is on risk management. So when you think about risk management and you think about the market taking a turn for the negative, you should actually kind of be thinking about some Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is an amazing hedge against some of the things that we worry about, right? Like inflation. And just if you worry about the dollar, or you just want something that can hold value, and you think of gold, you think of digital gold, that's Bitcoin. So if you want to hold some cash, some gold, you probably want to hold some Bitcoin. So what he says is, I want 5% in gold, 5% in Bitcoin, 5% in cash, and 5% in commodities. Commodities actually track the value of an actual commodity. So like food, you can actually track the overall commodities with different index funds, that kind of thing. And that basically is able to stay with inflation, right? Commodities stay with inflation. Bitcoin is actually probably going to boost from inflation. Gold boosts from inflation as well. Now, that is a hedge against things going bad. But also what we have is some kind of news from Elon Musk, the market manipulator that Anonymous has called out pretty aggressively in that video. If you missed that video, go ahead, check it out on my channel. I went through a couple different analysis, definitely some of my most disliked videos of all time. As some of you guys know, I hold a good amount of Tesla. I believe in the company long term. I'm kind of protecting Elon on some of the different claims, but basically Cointelegraph asked Elon if he saw basically this article. And what is that article? Well, it kind of has to do with the hate he's been getting recently. Here we go. He said Hannah Montana is actually Miley Cyrus in a tweet that is kind of a response to Anonymous there, or definitely a direct response to Anonymous. But what we're actually talking about is this article right here. Cointelegraph says, did you see Elon Musk is catching flack again? What is it for this time? Signia CEO lambasted him, saying, what we have seen with Bitcoin is price manipulation by one very powerful and influential individual. So what he's basically doing is saying Elon Musk did a Bitcoin pump and dump. And for those of you guys who know about regulation, there's not a lot of regulation with crypto yet. Exchanges can be against pump and dumps, but overall, the SEC and stuff like that, it's waiting to be seen how much regulation or how much they go after people that have been doing that. But let's talk about Elon now. Elon responded saying this is inaccurate. Tesla has only sold 10% of its holdings, so just 10% of its 1.5 billion that it purchased, which is more than 150 million because the price increased. But to confirm, Bitcoin could be liquidated easily. without moving the market. So this was, Elon saying, a test essentially to test the liquidity, if they can sell and it wouldn't easily move the market and they can get the liquidity quick. And that was a big reason why they hold Bitcoin. It's not just a hedge. It's not just because of the value and they think that it's an appreciating asset, but they think it could be great for quick transactions. So when there's confirmation, this is the important part, when there's confirmation of reasonable, which is 50% or so, clean energy usage by miners with a positive future trend, Tesla will begin allowing Bitcoin transactions. So this was yesterday morning, and if you look at the kind of what happened in the morning here, the tweet came out right around here, and you can see quite a bit of a rise from 35,000 to eventually hitting over $40,000. We can kind of attribute this to Elon. Is this market manipulation? Well, he's just responding, and he's actually creating something that's really important that I think the market in Bitcoin has been looking for, which is some sort of template on, will they continue using Bitcoin for transactions? As you know, they used to offer Bitcoin for purchasing. They used to have the ability to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. They took that away because of, Elon was saying, the high non-renewable energy usage from miners and the trend that they were seeing the last month or two of just energy usage going insane. So Tesla is part of the brand, clean, sustainable energy. Obviously, they want to keep that branding up. So once there's a confirmation of reasonable, which is 50% clean energy usage by miners with a positive future trend, Tesla will resume allowing Bitcoin transactions. How far are we? Well, it's hard to say right now. There's a good percent of mining operations using renewable energy, but the majority of their energy for a lot of those places are still non-renewable sources, right? So they have their little solar panel, and then they have the fossil fuels, and we want to get away from coal for a sustainable future. Things will eventually go there anyway. We run out of a depleting resource, and also there's going to be a time before it depletes that just the price is going to be unsustainable, and it's going to be cheaper to use sustainable renewable energy sources. This is naturally going to happen kind of no matter what. Elon Musk's whole goal with Tesla was to accelerate the process of going into a sustainable transportation future with energy usage. So eventually it's going to get there anyway, but this is really great in that there is actually a percentage that Elon's saying, hey, once it hits around 50% and it looks like the future is more positive than negative for sustainability, then they're going to resume Bitcoin transactions. So I know a lot of Bitcoiners were looking for something from Elon because we didn't know. He took it off. He said, hey, we're holding on to our Bitcoin. Elon also said, this is inaccurate. So a lot of people think Elon did a pump and dump. He's saying Tesla only sold 10% of their holdings. By the way, doesn't mean Elon only sold. He would have said we or something like that. But Tesla only sold 10% of the holdings. So we don't know exactly what Elon's wallet is, if he's buying and selling. He recently he had a tweet that said like he holds on very little besides Tesla, but we know he has some Doge, and we don't know how much. But it looks like Tesla is staying firm that they want to keep their Bitcoin. They are HODLing. They have diamond hands. That was another tweet from previously, a couple weeks ago. And they will actually start using it again for transactions once the mining percentage of electricity and energy consumption switches over to renewables. So this is really good news for Bitcoin. It's good news overall for the crypto market. And so this master manipulator, again, is just kind of just tweeting his mind, and he's moving the markets. It's true. Can you say that he's being super bullish with this? I think this is really bullish, but it's also just trying to lay down the groundwork in a transparent way. He didn't need to give this 50% mark. He could say, when a reasonable amount, and left things more vague, but he's putting it out there, and it gives Bitcoin and people who see the future kind of an idea of timing with renewables, and get an idea as this becomes a more sustainable transactional currency that Tesla's going to start accepting again. So thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.